Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to TQM Travels. Today is Lisa's and my last day here in South Korea. We are back where we started in Seoul. We're actually at Butter Bakery again. Look at this fat croissant. It's the size of my head. Listen to this crunchies. So good. We're gonna be hanging out in Seoul today before taking a train at night to head to Incheon, where we're staying overnight before our flight tomorrow. We're finally gonna try to go to Gyeongbokgung Palace and Bukchon Hanok Village as well, and really just sort of eat some of the foods we feel like we haven't eaten enough of yet here on this trip. Should be a lot of fun, so we'll catch you guys at the palace. Lisa and I are wrapping up our visit here to Gyeongbokgung Palace. I thought the palace is pretty neat. The main hall is huge, right? When we first walk in.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about the outdoor part or the indoor part?
Oh, no. Yeah, like when we walked into the main gate, like through the main gate,
So
and you see the
outdoor courtyard is?
Yep. Yeah, the main hall there was huge and really quite pretty. I don't know how all three of the palaces that we saw here in Seoul compared, especially since we had a little bit of time in between. I can't recall. They all have similarities and differences.
As do all things. Well.
I would definitely say it's probably worth visiting all three, but I would try to plan a little better than we did and just knock them all out in one visit, because they're all very close to each other. You could walk to each one. And then also you could visit the Hanok Village in between as well. That's where we're heading next.
Like a 30-minute walk to the other one.
Maybe, but I think if you would have gone like Palace, Hanok Village, Palace, I think you could do it. But I would try to knock them all out in one day. You definitely could, especially if you're visiting in like the summer or in the spring when there's more daylight hours. Then you could definitely fit them in. And that's probably what I would recommend doing. But still glad we were able to actually get tickets to see this one and check it off the list. One note about this palace, I'm not sure if it goes for the other ones as well, but if you're wearing a hanbok, you can enter for free. Unfortunately, it was too cold today, and Lisa and I were like, we considered it briefly yesterday, but we're like, no, not in this weather. We'd freeze to death. You can see we're wearing our big puffy jackets today, so in warmer weather, there are a lot of people wearing hanboks. So totally worth it, I would think. Now we're heading into Bukchon Hanok Village in order to get some lunch first. We're gonna try a restaurant called Gyeongbokgung, which is popular for fried chicken here in Seoul. There's several locations, so we're gonna try that out, and then we'll explore the Hanok Village afterwards. So we'll catch you guys there. So in between the Gyeongbokgung and Gyeongbokgung Palaces is the Bukchon Hanok Village. We just had lunch at a very popular Korean fried chicken restaurant called Gyeongbokgung. They have a branch here in the Hanok Village, and it was delicious. Right, Lisa? What did you think?
It was delicious.
It had,
I like the soy flavor the best.
Yeah, we got a half and half with like their spicy red flavor and the soy and garlic. Lisa's right, that soy and garlic flavor is so good. The breading was so crispy yet light. It was pretty thin, right? And like it wasn't a big old chunk of batter.
Yeah.
It was really good. And we got pretty lucky on our timing, because pretty much right after we got seated, they were filled up and they had to start turning away people after us because there just wasn't space for them to sit. So we got lucky on the timing. So now we're just wandering around the Hanok Village, though. We haven't really gotten to the Hanok part yet. We've just been sort of wandering on the outskirts. Still doing a lot of shopping, though, getting some last minute souvenirs to bring home with us. So we're gonna wander through the Hanok Village, and then I'm sure shop around in maybe Myeongdong or something to get some more souvenirs to bring back home for family and friends, and then find something to eat for dinner before we head over to Incheon. So we'll catch up with you guys later tonight. Lisa and I found the Hanok Village. We did a little bit of wandering and shopping throughout the streets. I thought...
Ask me a question about it.
What did you think of the Hanok Village?
I don't want to knock about it.
It was a nice village. It's definitely cool seeing the contrast between the old style architecture and then like in the distance you can see all of the modern skyscrapers. But compared to like the Jeonju Hanok Village, this one was much smaller. It didn't really have as many shops or anything either. All of the shops were on the main roads on the outside of the village, but definitely worth a little walk through. It's very pretty, and it's a nice getaway from the hustle and bustle of the city. Although there is still hustling and bustling in there. There were a lot of people in the village, but now it's a sunset, so we're gonna get one last top-down view of Seoul. We are here at the Lotte World Tower, which you can see behind us. So we're gonna go on to the top. I think there's an observation point. This is the tallest building in South Korea, 6th tallest building in the world. So we're gonna go up to the top and get a cool city view as the sun goes down. Okay, well, Lisa and I finished up the Lotte Tower. Lotte? I thought it was just Lot. But I thought the view at the top was very pretty, but it was also very, very busy. It was Saturday night, so I didn't really think about that. I thought it was going to be a similar crowd size to the North Seoul Tower that we went to earlier in our trip, but it was significantly busier. We just made it to the top to see the last bits of sunset, which is very pretty, but again, the crowd size for people just getting pictures in that area was crazy. Still a fun experience. Then afterwards we finished off our day getting some last minute shopping done in Myeongdong. We bought Becca a bunch of K-pop CDs. That's what our primary mission was. We also got some bingsu and desserts for dinner first, and then that was at a cafe called Poem. That was really good. That was probably the best bingsu in my opinion. What did you think?
The bingsu was actually really good with the mango.
Yeah, the mango was super fresh and delicious. Then afterwards, just wandered the streets, did some shopping, ate some street food as well. And of course, I couldn't say no to burning the roof of my mouth on some Hotek one last time. Now we're here at our hotel in Incheon. Getting here was a bit of a struggle. We tried catching one of the trains, line 1, which we didn't realize splits into different lines. So we were on the wrong section for a couple stops. Luckily, Lisa caught that fairly early. But then we're like, the trains are going to stop running sooner than later. So ended up just taking a taxi the rest of the way. Finally made it here tonight. Gonna rest up. But tomorrow we do have like a half day in Incheon. So we might go exploring around the hotel for a little bit, mainly to find some food before our flight. And then in the afternoon, early evening, we're going to be flying home back to Atlanta. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. And also, if you enjoy watching this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you can be notified when our next episode comes out. And until next time, guys, cheers.